you very much. Have you got any questions? Felix.
First one, not so much about the roots and the geographical, but more about numbers and people.
Yes.
So, I mean, we know the big ones in Rome, but what's the average number, or how? Yeah, what range do we have? Are 10 persons already a procession, or so do we have any numbers about the size?
Unfortunately, we don't. And one of the things I'll be doing is actually taking different numbers and see how that changes the procession as well. So it's very much a thought experiment of how can you study it by doing different permeations to come up, are there similarities or some routes that make more sense than others, but trying to build on a methodology that takes all of this unknown to create something that gives us more information about the overall religious landscape than we have. So unfortunately, no, I don't know numbers of people, but it does make it nice because I can play around with that and see what changes and what doesn't.
I've got a connecting question to that one. Do you know which processions happened in Austria? For which cult?
So it's all based on comparative evidence with other cities. That's all I can rely on in combination with identified temples. So it's this assumption that if we have a certain deity in Austria, we know about all of these cities that have documented rituals associated with them, therefore they must have had a ritual in Austria if they have a monumental temple. One source of evidence we do have is the Fastiaciensis. This is an inscribed calendar, but it only has a few entries related specifically to Austria. All of the other entries are to Rome, which is standard across calendars in the empire.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, so it's really fascinating, and so it's basically a predictive model, right?
Yes.
So you're trying to predict essentially the potential for movement.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, so is there a case? It sounds like perhaps maybe not in Ostia, but has this approach, this using betweenness and this kind of methodology, been used in cases where maybe we do know a bit more about a procession that actually happened, and this can be shown to actually sort of predict an outcome that we know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that would be great if it has, and no, it hasn't.
All right.
And I've fallen into the trap of having the site that I wanted to study and then deciding that I want to study religious landscape with processions opposed to starting with processions and going to something like Ephesus. So that's something I'd like to do in the future, probably not at this stage of my PhD in order to finish. But one thing I didn't mention is that I'm taking in a lot of kind of an ethnographic approach to looking at modern processions and seeing what factors in modern processions affect their route, and then tying that back into my analysis is some of the factors that influenced movement or constraints to movement. So trying to not just have it as this idealized model, but bringing in things that we know affect processional movement.
Would it make any sense to combine agent-based modeling with your network? Because you have been talking about simulations and having different parameters
Yes.
and find them out, and probability of movements, and also maybe combine with this ethnographic information.
So actually,
Well, I guess for a PhD probably is a bit too much.
actually the agent-based model I'm coding at the moment.
Right.
So yes, so in that respect, I'm actually, because part of it's questioning of what's the best way to actually model processions. So comparing both network analysis and agent-based modeling, which I'm doing in NetLogo. And in NetLogo, we can then bring in all the factors of different size crowds, different size processions, see how street width confines or caters to a specific route. So once I have the routes based off of the network analysis, then I'll look at those specifically using agent-based modeling to then see what that tells us.
I've got another one. In your model, in your network you only have streets, but what happens with like places? You have the social spaces, but what happens with like a forum, for example, where people could gather to start a procession. Do you take them into account somehow?
Not as much, because how I'm doing it with case studies, the start point will be a specific temple, and then I'll have it either returning to the temple or going to another area. In the case of the forum, I'm weighting it differently because it could either be an area where you have a higher potential of passing through it, or something that you avoid completely. So the forum does get to be a bit tricky just with how it functioned within the city, but. Yeah.
And do you have like open spaces near temples or in front of temples?
Not really. They're usually behind a precinct wall. So like with the Temple of Alma Mater, you kind of have a portico of shops and then you have a large empty area, but you don't have anything directly off of the street. You have to actually go into a space.
Okay. Anybody else? Then. Thank you again very much, and we can now continue with the unofficial part of the discussion and having some